advantage in the first 2 minutes of the game. So, what are you going to do?
I mean, fairly speaking, if they are determined to do the invasion, trying to steal those blue away, if you fail to do so, I have to assure you guys, if you put some shortage, put it in front of Wuhan.eStarPro, they'll just give it and translate and transfer it to their own strength.
Okay. So the combos are already done. The picks have already finished. Let's start just taking the spotlight on who you think that is going to be the carry on both sides.
Who's going to be carrying?
I'm gonna be putting my money on Monglan. I'm gonna tell you, man. Like it depends completely on what Monglan can do on that Gongsun Lee.
Of course.
At the laning stage, like he needs to be able to be number one. Needs to be solid. Cannot just be dying at all. He needs to be farming. And if he can just get the turret and get out of there before DRG, that's gonna allow them just to take control of the mid lane.
I mean, the picking of Gongsun Lee just tell you the information that they have faith in Monglan.
Yes.
They're picking this kind of very upper limit, like hero to Monglan to play, trying to be exiled at one point, which will be the laning phases. So we all know like Gongsun Lee will not be a good answer when it comes to late game teamfights because he's very vulnerable and very difficult to find a proper place to do the damage in late game. So probably early game and mid game is what the Foshan.DRG.GK is looking for right now. Game 1.
Game 1. They just need to go for it. They need to go for it. They do not want to push it to the late game because if you push it to the late game, Hua-Hai's damage, and Taran's damage,
of course,
Xinron's damage, E-Tron's damage. Come on, man. Like, do not push it. Do not push it. This is going to have to be Wuhan.eStarPro trying to be really stable at the beginning and trying to make it all the way after 16 minutes. Can Foshan.DRG.GK try to seal the deal before that?
That will remain as a mystery before everything happens. So let the battle begin. The game 1 within the whole entire series. Let's hear the crowds. Okay, thank you for your positivity. Hopefully it will be directly transferred to the team phase.
Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see what's going to happen. It started as a 3v3 over there in mid lane first, right? And right now Monglan is already on level 2 and he knows that he needs to get out of there now.
Yeah, this will be the definite answer. You wanted to put Gongsun Lee in the mid, firstly trying to secure down the priority of the wave and then move back to the bottom, trying to make those very efficient rotations.
Oh, look at that. And it's going to be Team Phone sharing both waves with Monglan. That's just gonna give Monglan a little bit more of the advantage.
Super core, like super centered.
Everyone understands that. Everyone knows that we depend on Monglan. Let's wait and see. Right now, Nakoruru, Hua-Hai is just cleaning his whole jungle.
That's a good news.
He did not even try to come in for the Sprite. And right now, Xinron jumps in just to try to check on the red. They come in and it could be the first fight. Papa is taking extremely low. He's trying to run for his life. The chip, it comes in. The prison is gonna fry us 2 people, but the damage does not follow. It's gonna be first blood for Wuhan.eStarPro.
I love the entire rotation. You can see like Xinron is basically chasing after where Monglan is going, trying to get the vision of where Foshan.DRG.GK is going, those centered. And they have that exact information so that they can make the invasion into the red. And like I see, the red is in Yang right now.
It took Pompon so long time to get that red done.
I mean, for Yao, like before he reaches to level 4, getting the ultimate hit will be extremely weak. This will be the one chance that eStar holds in trying to make it to gaining themselves the very first blood.
Well, right now it's gonna be the eStarPro, the ones that they're gonna have control over the game. Aga is still on level 3, so he cannot engage, and Nakoruru is just going for that Tyrant.
This is a complete turning over. We assume that Foshan.DRG.GK will be having those aggression moves in the early game, but turn out to be like they're losing the red and losing the very first blood. It will be a huge loss to DRG.GK's competition.
And let's see what DRG.GK wants to do. They want to reply back, trying to come in and just keep an eye on that red buff. But they do not have the damage right now. Trying to force Agai to use his ulti, but he just jumps out of the fight.
I mean, everything is looking good from the side of eStarPro, and DRG.GK is trying so closely to chase up to the pace. Like, they don't want to go like any step behind their enemies.
And right now that eStarPro has eyes on the times for that red buff coming up, that's going to be the next cue 2-1 red buff spawns, and right now eStarPro is already online.
Ziang is basically standing there, getting the vision, waiting for the red buff to spawn. And since like Maishanui is stuck in the mid, trying to wait for the wave to come, so they decided just to retreat back to their own territory.
Yeah, they have to retreat. They came in and they used their ability to get the fire up. Now the Huahai comes in. The Fallen God is going to fall as well. Baisho has been taken to half of his HP. He's receiving damage from both Huahai and Taran, but he needs to run away.
Oh, nice diving in though. You can see even though like Tyran and Huahai both use the ultimate, but it's efficient. They're making that Baisho go back to the base and they're gaining 2 flashes.
Yes.
Like forcing out from DRG.GK's members.
So right now that Baisho and Xingfeng won't have the flash, they're going to become extremely vulnerable for the next 1.5 minutes that they might still have on cooldown.
I mean, it's a huge disaster for Zhaojun because without a dash, like Zhaojun will be making rotations very, very cautiously.
Rotation to bottom. Look at that. It's going to be 4 against 2. Agai still has his ult. Look at that. What we just mentioned. Huahai going crazy. Comes in and gets rid of Xingfeng. The Wild Blood comes in, pushes back. The Fallen God's going to follow, but Pumpa is going to rotate out of that.
I mean, every single member from eStar is trying their best to protect each other. You can see even though Knuckle will be brought very, very low, but use ultimate of Tyran trying to protect and trying to find a way to Huahai to go back.
And you just mentioned it, Xingfeng without the flash is just going to be an easy target. Look at that, Zero comes in, fall in, 1 and 2. Nothing that Xingfeng could have done.
You know, a good result will always be the consequences of a very perfect teamwork.
Yes.
So like you just have it. You just believe that with this ID written down there, like Qingrong, you just believe that this Maishanui can make everything happen.
Anything could be right now. Look at that. The red is still half of its HP. Papa taking extremely low. Zero is going to take 1 more kill. Taran is just caught in between, taking damage 360 degrees. Nothing is going to be lethal.
Wow, like DRG.GK really needs to make better decisions. Trying to solve
he wants more! He comes in and takes Molan away! Now he's gonna have to pay for his life because Baisho wants to take revenge.
He's not going down!
He runs away!
He's not going down! I mean, Huahai is basically on fire today. It's only game 1.
This is the kind of game that we were expecting, ladies and gentlemen. This is amazing Honor of Kings. Look at that. Pumpa comes in, tries to take on Yitron, but Yitron is just going to have to run away.
Like, beautiful. This will be the highest level of the competitions. This is what we're expecting to see the grand final teamwork.
It
so
is eStarPro just showing us how this is supposed to be played.
Like, so decisive.
Look at that. I thought that Huahai was just going to fall in there. Look at that. He's just been surrounded by 3 people and he's still able to run out of that.
That's second ability from Nakalu, just managed to gain back a little bit HP.
Look at that. Taran jumps in, but it's going to be wide as Baisho is going to have to ult his way out of it. The mid lane turret for Foshan.DRG.GK is going to fall, and that opens the doors for eStarPro to come into the jungle.
Not to mention that how well this player from eStar is doing, but they're avoiding to do the laning against DRG.GK's most advantaged line, winning lanes. They're avoiding to do the laning against Molan, so there's nothing that Molan can do. Farming up, they cannot just losing the gold instead of trying to chase up your enemies.
With no laning, then Molan is still not online. He only got Doomsday right now. He needs at least 1 more item to try to have a little bit of an advantage.
This decision from DRG.GK, this response is good. If they're continuing invading your red, just making sure that you can be outnumbering them, bring every single member you can have for this minor skirmish happen down in the jungle, trying to protect your own resources together.
Trying to protect the resources. They were able to take that red buff, but it's going to be for Pumpa. It's not going to be for Monglan, as right now it's 7 minutes of the game.
I mean, the only thing that DRG.GK will trying to do is trying to buy themselves more time. That will be the only purpose for DRG.GK to gain more possibility of winning the game 1.
Yeah, but the more time that they spend, the stronger and stronger that eStarPro composition starts getting.
eStar is literally giving them no options.
Nope.
There's no option for you. The only thing you can do is trying to slow down the pace for a little bit.
They want to get this done. Shadow Ripper is going to be the next item for Yitron. And he's going to be, look at that! 1 more time, Chiron comes in with the dash. stumbles in that right now. It's going to be Aga, the one who's going to become the target. Armageddon puts him on air. Baisho is going to come in. It's going to save his life. But that second turret is going to fall as well.
This will be personal talents, personal limitations. You never expect to see this kind of solo queue over there.
Nope.
They are like very distant with one another. Even like Monglan does not see this coming.
It is a Gonsun Lee, man. Like, how is this happening?
Wow.
That is one of the most mobile marksmen that we have, and he's just being targeted one and again and again.
And
look at Zero one more time, finds the angle, comes in. Huaja is the one that starts this whole thing.
another combo it is. Like Maishla
Yep.
Nui and Nakulu together, they all did the second time for these assassins to cooperate together, trying to gain an official and very important kill to the team.
The tempo of this game is crazy.
Oh,
Wow, one more
again.
time. The target's going to be Team Fong. He's going to pull his Splendor that is going to save him from this. The Winter's here is going to be wide,
Wow.
trying to defend the turret, but the minions are still coming in. That turret's going to fall.
It's very difficult. It's a close one. They're still waiting for Aga to accumulate the anger so that Zhang Wei will be having those ultimate very important to fight back during the team fights.
Nothing that DRG.GK can do right now.
Take a look at the goal differences here.
Wow.
Like 9 minutes, 5-0. Like 4,000 goal leading in favor of only one team, which will be eStarPro.
Everything is looking blue in the map. eStarPro has full control of the game.
Wow.
Already with 4,500 gold advantage. This is looking bad for DRG.GK.
Extremely
9
bad.
minutes and 25 seconds. Let's see what's going to be eStarPro's move.
They have to try their best. There's no room for mistakes at this point for GK. I mean, they're clearly like eStar can make those very like risky
Yeah.
actions. They can take those prices cost when you're trying to gain more.
Yeah.
The DRG.GK, they have no room to make any single type of mistakes right now.
16 seconds for the Shadow Tyrant and for the Shadow Overlord just to come in online. That might be the next target for Wuhan.eStarPro.
It's like this, like start from the second, Qingfeng needs to stay safe, needs to stay alive. Like Zhao Jun's ultimate will be the only thing
Yes.
and only strength and method trying to buy DRG.GK more time into the late game.
That's the only option that they have in order to protect their high ground.
That's the reason why he made a Splendor as a very first full item for Zhao Jun.
Splendor was the reason why he did not die on that top lane
Yes.
scrimmage. Because eStarPro had their eyes onto him. Look at this speed that they take that Shadow Tyrant. That's going to be the first one of the night.
Wow, 10 minutes, nearly 11 minutes. And Huahai have already gained nearly 10,000 gold.
It is gigantic. He is a complete assassin right now in this moment. Look at them. They're going to go for double dragon advantage. They're going for, right now, the Shadow Overlord.
And the stats, you can see like 804 will be the gold per minute for Huahai throughout the entire tournament. Every single matchup adding together the average value and data for this.
The average value that man knows how to create some gold
How to be
advantage.
rich.
Like, he knows how to start snowballing things. Qingfeng trying to protect the one in mid lane. Everyone from Foshan.DRG.GK, they know that they need to hold to those precious turrets. eStarPro does not want to push in too deep, waiting for the vanguards to come.
I mean, very nice move. They are sending different members to clean the waves instead of rushing into one certain direction. And right now, like eStar is waiting for the Shadow Vanguard, those Vanguards to rush in and marching on to the high ground tower, waiting to take at least 1 or 2 high ground tower in
And
this
the
one.
DRG.GK is just waiting, is holding to all of their ultimates.
Okay.
Because the fight is gonna be online. Look at that. Let's put our eyes on that turret. The Shadow Vanguard comes in extremely healthy. Lu Bu jumps in with the Falling God. The damage is coming in from every single one person. Aga is going to fall. Zirung is going to follow him as well. Frozen
All right, this
down
one is
more time
good.
for Lu Bu. Wahai trying to reply back. Taking damage from the turret. He's gonna fall, but takes a double kill before it falling down.
Like Monglan will be the only one remaining there, and Lumber use whatever he can do, trying to bring Aegis safely back to his sides. A lot of things are going on. It's a slaughter and a massacre down there, but eStar is still winning the team fights. But I think DRG.GK has done a great job.
Yes.
Fighting back, waiting for the right moment. Since Monglan's still alive, will it make... Oh, it's very dangerous. It's so close.
He thought that he could just take Ethan on a 1v1, but he did not that Ziyan was waiting over there in the
Those
bush.
combos, those ultimate combos.
Like, that's the thing. Like, Zero falls extremely quickly, and that is the reason why it's difficult for eStarPro to take on the turret.
If they're planning to do this, like Nakoruru and Maishanui together should be diving in at the same second. So this will be one little minor mistake from eStar's invention. It's like Qingrong diving in, but Huahai is still a little far behind. This might be the question, but the second diving in for Huahai, that's amazing.
Tyran just jumps in a little bit too deep.
Yeah.
I believe that it was a little bit too deep, so the damage could not follow right after him.
It's
well,
good.
This is gonna buy Foshan.DRG.GK some time at least.
Good news, definitely good news. But one more thing missing from DRG.GK, the team fights, like Zhao Jun put the ultimate between the two high ground towers. So they are lacking those damages, the AoE damage, trying to slow down the pace a little bit. So they are waiting, just waiting for the next round of the team fights.
Next round, look at that, it's only 14 minutes in the game. And this has been so much action. This is just only game 1. It's on.
But I think that good defensive strategies are pulling out there because DRG.GK is trying to make sure that 3 high ground towers still remain alive at a certain point. They're not facing the super soldiers. The wave pressure still remain the same for both teams. That's a good news for DRG.GK. If you're losing initially in game 1 or in the very first minute, it will be always bad for you, like to hear this kind of information in the late game.
And right now it's going to be the Shadow Tyrant that is going to go for Wuhan.eStarPro, and there's already a countdown of 10 seconds down for that Shadow Overlord to be online.
All right. I think the pace is just slowing down for a little bit. Since the Latin fight from eStar initiated is not that good.
They need to wait for this.
Yes.
This is the cue. The cue is just to use the Vanguards to come in. They know that if the turrets don't fall, without the Vanguards, for Wuhan.eStarPro, it's going to be difficult to make their way to the crystal.
Oh, and then you can see those warriors, Tyran and Nakalu, together at the same time have developed an item called Pure Sky, which means that they will be having more time to shield those damage from GK, manage to take and finish off the kill during the team fights.
Pure Sky, I believe, is one of the most popular,
best item.
Most popular items in this whole patch. Right? Like most of the people are just deciding just to go for Pure Sky as the option when you get over here already to 15 minutes.
Like half damaging, half tankiness, I think it's okay.
Yeah.
That's a great item to bot.
Great.
For the soldiers.
Great value for the price.
All right. Since all the flicker, all the flashes, and ultimates will be ready, eStar is waiting for the right moment.
Teamfight one more time. He's going to have to pull his Splendor to survive. But that turret on bottom lane is going to fall. Look at that.
But by show. Oh, wow, that was close.
Extremely low, extremely low. They did not even wait for the Shadow Vanguard to come in, and that turret did not stand a chance.
Yeah, because Ejin have the Twilight Bow over there. So it will extend the range of his auto attack. That's the reason why he brought Baisho solo and successfully forcing out the flicker it is.
Forcing that flicker out. Look at that, Monglan comes in. He pokes 2 times, so he's gonna have to parasol his way out of it. The rotation to top lane. The turret is being taken to 1/3 of its HP, and it's going to fall down. One more time, look at that, Pom Pom comes in, takes Zero's HP bar extremely low. Now the Vanguard's going to be the goal.
All right, this will be it. Like eStar's purpose of having this Overlord, having those Vanguards is that they're aiming for the high ground towers, and in return they get to making that the top lane and the bottom lane, they have those wave advantages when it comes to management of the wave. And right now, Ejin again using the Twilight Bow to gain as much as damage as possible.
And that's it for right now. We're going to come down to one more time. It's going to be 1.5 minutes of just eStarPro coming in and then just taking resources. They know that for the next 90 seconds, their goal is just going to be to go to the jungle, get their hands on whatever gold that they can get, wait for the Overlord, wait for the Tyrant, and then just make that last push.
This timing is very important for DRG.GK. You have to manage the wave, you have to rush outside. You don't want to stay forever on your high ground tower waiting for your enemy to hit back. Like, this will be the only chance for you to buy yourself some vision here. And finally, like, Pong Pong is very important because he's the one who is going to be responsible for the waves later on.
Yeah, Monglan and Pom Pom right now already on the 12,000 gold mark. Their damage is online. Look at that, Tyrion being taken extremely low. He's going to have to dash his way out out of that one because
That's
that
good.
was bad news for eStarPro.
That's good. That's Monglan. That's why the reason like DRG.GK chooses Gongsun for Monglan to play. You just have to grasp this certain opportunity for you
Look
to
at
turn
Huahai.
this side around. Yeah, that's positioning from
Look at
Huahai
Huahai.
is really scary. Oh.
Team Phone just comes in and they just text on that bush and he finds Huahai waiting in there. He was trying to get
Wow.
on to something. Monglan being taken extremely low. He needs to go and get back HP from those minions. The Tyrant is going to go for eStarPro one more time, the third one of the night.
Like GK really tries. Like they're not showing being afraid of what's gonna happen.
No.
They're accepting the challenge from eStar. They're losing a lot of stuff, a lot of like resources from their own initially. But if it take a look at the time, 18 minutes. They're waiting for the 20 minutes. As long as we can see
Yes.
those Tempest Dragon, everything will be brought to 50-50. Again,
As long as
balance
they
out.
can survive the next wave of bangers, because that Overlord seems to be uncontested.
This will be
It's
the
gonna
hardest one.
for Wuhan.eStarPro. If they can survive this wave, they're gonna make it all the way to the other side.
Of course.
And then whatever that's gonna happen is a 50-50 when the Tempest Dragon is out there.
I mean, the next round of the Dragons will be the hardest part, hardest time for DRG.GK. If they manage to take that challenge, they will be stolen to 10 to fight for the Tempest Dragon.
Monglan one more time comes in and they just keeps poking and poking and poking, right? But that Lupo does not have that many defensive items, and he is not a tank, but he's a full-on warrior.
Wow, eStar is sending the Shadow Dragon in the mid lane.
Shadow Banger coming in one more time.
Ultimate is been pulling out Fragile Drain, trying to secure down to clean the waves.
The Winters here is going to take that Vanguard, and they're
Alright.
going to survive that first wave.
All right, all right. I think they're handling it quite smoothly from GK.
Yep, they're finding the moment, they're finding the time, and right now they just need to try to do something. Try their very best to survive this next wave of dragons. Push it all the way to 20 minutes, 25 seconds away from the Tempest Dragon.
It's okay, like competitiveness is what we're expecting from the
Yep.
grand finals. You definitely need to see the Tempest Dragon. I hate to say this. It sounds unfair to eStar, but it's happening, like magical happening. Like DRG.GK is playing so passively start the very first minute and a second, but they managed to do this. Now they're fully stacked. They avoid getting in touch and going to diving into the Tempest Dragons right now. Final showdown.
The showdown is here, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. Everyone, we've already finished.
Monglan!
Oh, look at that Tyrant extremely low. Taking him, being poked down. He's going to have to TP his way back to the fountain.
I mean, Monglan is super core in this match, game 1.
This is it. Like, you're only going to have that Gongsun once tonight. And this is your chance to shine. It is time for him to stand up tall and carry the team to the other side. That Tempest Dragon is going to be the key.
I mean, he's the only one who can probably save the entire world for GK. Right now, the only member alive.
Oh, Pompom comes in and he's going to be put on air by the Armageddon. Pompom is going to be taken extremely
He
low.
survived.
He can run away. Look at that Tyrant. He's being taken from both sides.
But Tiro, look at Tiro!
Tiro tried to take a Monglan. He's not going to be able to do it. The Splender's going to save his life. Turn your eyes on Huahai right now one more time.
Sage Sentry is available, and right now one more kill. Nakaru, the only 2 members is alive with Qingfeng and Monglan. Will they make it? Will they finally clean away for their team? It will be game 1.
Look at that. Right now, Team Phone and Monglan, the only hope. The minions are in. Wuhan lights on his face. Take that. Game 1. Wuhan.eStarPro.
Beautiful plays. I mean, both teams did a completely wonderful job. No need to feel any regrets.